Welcome back, folks. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Back to the Wheat and White Bread
The
podcast.
wheat and white bread.
It's been a minute since we've been on here. I gotta say, like, we've been busy. I've been busy.
I've been rehabbing.
He had surgery and he was out of commission for a while. He couldn't drive for a minute. Still has a hard time driving. Whatever. I didn't know if you were. I mean, but I hope everybody was paying attention today. This is why we came on. We had to come on tonight. Wheat Bread called me. We haven't had a chance to get together in a while, and he's like, "You want to do a podcast tonight?" And I said, "Well, did you listen to the National Press Club event hosted by Dr. Stephen Greer today?"
Peep game, y'all.
Because anybody who listened to the Live for Life radio show last week, we did a whole show about UFOs, UAB, whatever you want to call them. We just talked about this last week. Well, we knew that there was going to be this press conference.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a follow-up. And on the podcast, right the day that it happened. And it just happened today, 2 p.m. Eastern to about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. actually. It was like 3 hours it was really about 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go on to YouTube, you have to be aware that the actual video coverage doesn't start for about 50 minutes. So you have to fast forward through all of that, or you think this thing's never going to start and you'll never listen to it. And I don't know why they do that, but I think it's because they don't want people listening. Because what they talked about today, and after that UFO show last week, this information that's come out today is, this guy, Dr. Stephen Greer.
Hold up, white bread. 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead.
Now, listen. They came out and said today that they've recovered 122 spaceships. Extra Terrestrial vehicles, they call them. ETVs, okay?
ETVs.
There's 140 extraterrestrial vehicles. There's 145 sites, bases. Some of them black sites. They gave the whole list. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but there is a lot of information that came out today. I mean, they said that they've encountered, this is just quickly, 60 plus different civilizations outside of our own.
But they teach us in school now, white bread, that, this make-believe. But now, after all this, go ahead, white bread.
Listen, they also teach you in church that Jesus is white.
True that. Touche.
So, I mean...
That boy hit him with a 0 that time. Go ahead, white bread.
But listen, okay, so what they basically are saying is, for the last 80 years, they've recovered these 122 spaceships. And then with this Dr. Greer, this is all became a thing because, and I didn't even know this until I listened to the show today. As I said, I urge everybody to listen to this. Search for it on YouTube, Dr. Stephen Greer, Greer, National Press Club event, June 12th, 2023. It's 3 hours. That's about, like I said, 2.5 hours, whatever, almost 3 hours long.
I think he comes up in the video probably about 35, 40 minutes into the video.
Yeah, like
and
the
you'll
first
be able to
video,
see.
you don't see anything. It's just like
right
before the event starts. Fast forward to about 48 minutes, and you'll start seeing the press conference that this guy holds and all the information that he busts out, and holding a lot of people accountable, saying that the biggest problem that he has is they're
withholding technology.
Withholding all this technology that he's saying could solve all of our energy issues. We wouldn't need oil anymore. We wouldn't need wind. We wouldn't need solar. We wouldn't need any of this. It would end world poverty. The technology that they've had for the last 40 years could end world poverty. This is a illegal deep black cell operation run by clandestine members of the government, and all governments have similar agencies. This is what he's saying. This is what he said today. And it's not just the U.S. It's a lot of these countries around the world have similar forces to what he referred to as the illegal secret government, the ISG. So he's saying legal intelligence and military are victims of this ISG.
Hold up.
They're kept in the dark.
Hold up. I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
It's all about the money, baby. And if I got something that everybody want, and I ain't finna turn it loose till I get enough of it so I can ration it out to them.
Yeah.
I ain't selling nothing. Not a crumb. And that's the way that these folk play ball. That's why they need to let everybody be Indiana Jones again, because it's bigger and deeper than what we think. And guess what? Yeah. Imagine if a UFO, what you would do if you looked outside in your nice, beautiful backyard that you worked hard to build, white bread, and you saw a 10-foot and a 9-foot being standing right there where you hang your plasma screen. I mean, I'm just saying, just off the strength, and this young looking like Predator. Hey, I mean,
well, first of all, I have to say, this guy stressed, this Dr. Stephen Greer, stressed that not one of these 60-plus civilizations that we've encountered have been hostile in any way towards us. They're all friendly. So that's why he's saying, like, I need the, and he even said, these are the words I can't, this is like, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I need to stress this so we don't cause an overwhelming level of panic throughout the public.
So do you think that means that we're going to see a lot more of these people dropping in saying hello? Is that what you're saying?
No. That's. I'm
just saying, just in your off.
I'm saying as this is how they're breaking the, like, this isn't the.
Yeah, they breaking the ice to the people.
You wouldn't. First of all, folks, you are not going to hear about this on Fox, CNN, MSNBC, News Nation, or not on any major news network is going to cover this event.
Yeah.
This is something that you're going to have to search for.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't something that you're going to open up and say, "Hey, UFO board." It unveils this, and this. No, you're not going to see it because they don't want to cause a panic. And that's why I think they're breaking the ice this way, and they're like slowly easing us in. And it takes 20 years, 21 years. The first one that this is the second one that this guy has done. The original one was done May 9th, 2001. He did a similar event where they said they were handling aliens that were 4 feet long and spaceships and all this. This was back in 2001, but it doesn't get covered by the media.
All right, well, you know what? Since we believing in UFOs today, then that means that them giants that they've been saying that they've been running into,
I mean,
it's a great chance now.
It could be now. Who? I've been saying the aliens.
I'm just saying.
I've been saying the aliens built the pyramids since I learned about the construction field.
Mm-hmm.
And once I figured out, and once I did some research on the pyramids and saw how accurately they were built, and for the time that they built them, supposedly with the technology that was available to them, and the machinery and the equipment and the hydraulics and everything that we know about moving heavy materials around today, we're way more advanced than they were by anyone's guess, and it would be hard for us to build that structure today. So I was dumbfounded at how accurately they built this place and the tunnel system under it and how intricate it is, and it always made me wonder, did aliens build the pyramids? I don't know. I mean, it's something that is always.
Well, all I can say then, hold up. Since we talking about it, I got to put it out there, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if that hypothetical that you just said, hey, I liked that. That's a great possibility. But if your hypothetical is true, and I'm riding with you on that, okay? I'm riding with White Bread up on what he just said, because that means that all of this history about the Egyptians built the pyramids, then you got to rewrite history. They're gonna have to rewrite history on a lot of levels, because you got to remember how many of us was taught that UFOs was fake. Come on, man.
First of all, history is only as accurate as the man, because it's mostly men who wrote history. Yeah. History is only as accurate as the man who's writing it. Yeah. So, like, a documented history, like, nobody right now is alive when this stuff actually happened, so nobody really knows what would happen. We're just going by what somebody said.
Well, we alive when that 10-foot and 9-foot stepped up in them folk backyard. We alive for that, though. And I know that little dude sounded real serious on that 911 call. He said, look, I am not playing. I promise you I'm not.
Now, what would you do if you popped out back and seen a 10 and a 9-foot being like, yo, would you try to pass on try to pass it to him? A little puff.
Hey, If I open up the back door, bro, and I see something that I ain't never seen in my life that don't look like nothing or no one that I've ever laid my eyes on, bro, I'm closing the motherfucking door. You ain't talking about shit. I'm closing the motherfucking door. I never mind. Hey, what's the name of the movie? Nope. Hey, nope. Hell to the no. That's when that's one of them. You got me fucked up. It's moments you hear me come. Man, let anybody step outside. Man, don't fuck with them folks, man. Let them folks say what's up or hit you with a, you know what I mean? You
There
got
it
this.
is.
Yeah.
The ice cream truck.
Hey, we in a good neighborhood, so you know, popsicle man still come around. This, you know, you can get you a swirl or one of them chocolate
JC, you want ice
eclairs.
cream? You want ice cream, JC?
Oh my God, they
We
park
got
right.
JC off camera over
They
here.
park right in
If
front of your
anybody's
house,
on.
didn't it, man? I thought your kids was gone.
That's all right, man. We can have that as the background.
I don't
noise,
want
man.
none of
What's
that
up?
ice cream, man.
We don't want no. We don't want none of it. But man,
like I'm
send
saying,
your kids out there to get some poison.
if you open up your door, I don't care if it's the front door, the back door, the side door, the raw wine door, the screen door. If you see something you ain't never seen, like what dude was describing,
Outhouse door.
the outhouse door, the crack house door, the weed house door, the trap, the mansion, hey, the honeycomb hideout, I don't give a damn. If you open up your door and you see something like that, close the motherfucking door. Please.
Or go
Cause
off.
if you shoot at these motherfuckers, ain't no telling that mother suddenly snap his finger and your house disappear. You be butt naked standing out there.
Let me start a peaceful.
Shout out to the aliens, baby. What to do, man?
I'll tell you what I would do.
I'm gonna ask them for something.
If I was in my hot tub out back, and I looked over and there was some aliens jumping on the trampoline. Yo, I would hope that I hope I'd have a fresh one ready to go. I put the light into that motherfucker and tell him to come over and get on it. Yo.
Hey, he gonna hit that motherfucker because he gonna think shit. I guess I'm about to die. But this
That's what I'm
motherfucker,
gonna do, yo. I'm gonna hope they get down.
hey, you gonna look up and be like, hey, that's when you look at this shit and be like, damn it.
Yeah.
Put it out. You put that shit out. You hear me? That go for every one of y'all.
But I honestly I don't know. JC, how would you react if you ever laid eyes on an alien?
Off the record.
A la like Signs type movie where like they saw the aliens. Like, what would you do if you actually seen one in like your backyard? You open the door, like the people out in Vegas who've seen these aliens, called 911. Describing a 10-foot alien and a 9-foot alien, not a human. These don't look like humans. They're gray. They got big eyes and shit. What would you do, Jenny? JC.
I would be scared and I'd whip out my phone.
Jenny's getting that viral
Hey,
video.
and peep game now. I don't know if everybody done heard it yet, but the little boy said it looked at him and he couldn't move. He froze. It was just like he was still. And
All right, well, listen.
hey, I'm just going by what the 911 call
Okay,
said. You know,
we're gonna get back. We're starting to get off topic here, but we're gonna get back. Listen, this is what they said. This was convened. This is all possible. This whole thing. The whistleblower's coming out. They said they're getting a new whistleblower every 2 weeks now.
all possible because of what, white bread?
Because the Congress and the White House got together and passed a bill that allowed for this disclosure to happen. So this is what they've said. This is what, as you know, as from the meeting, the Disclosure Project Intelligence Archive contains. This is the evidence that they used, and what they've submitted to Congress. I want to be very clear on this. What I'm about to say to you has been submitted to the president, to Congress, and to the Arrow division of the Pentagon, the division dedicated to investigating UFOs, UABs, whatever the fuck they want to call them now, ETVs, whatever they want to call them now, right?
UAPs.
UAPs. All right, so government documents from the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia, UK, and more. So they use government documents as evidence of UFOs being real. 145 top secret facilities and bases. They actually submitted a map. So when you go on the video, they're going to put a map of the world and they show you exactly where all these bases are. This is through witness testimony, whistleblowers, and photographic evidence and all this stuff. They detail it all during the video. You really need to watch the video. We don't have time to review the whole thing.
Yeah.
752 witnesses have come forward from the military, corporate, and government sources. Files with witness testimony and some video with supporting documents and information. Now, they made all this information public to the press, and I want to see how much coverage this actually gets. Which led to like all of this stuff that they got the list from was from witness testimony, supporting documents, and videos that were taken of these bases.
Yeah.
122 UFO crash retrieval sites.
Let that sink in, people. 122.
122
Come on now, man.
spaceships have crashed on Earth, and they've recovered them all.
But you told us they weren't real though back in the day.
And
Come on,
this
man.
is just in the past. This is just in the past. 8
Y'all
years.
have killed my imagination as a government.
There are a number of deep throats that provided intel and whose names were unknown that are included in the archive. So there's people who are submitting information that don't want their name to be known because they've been threatened with their life. They've been threatened that their whole family will be
And since
killed.
you don't put your name on it, don't get no credibility.
Right. So they have some evidence that they can. Now this ISG, what they're calling this illegal secret government, this agency, you know, not everybody knows about this. You have to have this where is it? I made a note of it. TSSC1 clearance is needed to know about all our secret facilities. These are the clandestine members of the government that are working behind the scenes. Sometimes the president doesn't even know.
The shot callers, man. The shot callers,
right.
man.
The people who are controlling all this technology, legal intelligence and military are victims of this.
So hold up.
hold up.
Let's pause.
Yeah.
Let's pause right there. We're gonna hold it right there.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. So since they withholding all of this technology,
yes.
So for the people who have brought us some of this great technology, it leads me to believe that they picking and choosing certain people who they want to be rich and let them come out with all of these. Come on, man.
Now,
I don't want no EV.
One thing that I'm going to say is they made a list of requests.
Yes.
Okay? They've made recommendations to the White House / executive branch. So Congress and the White House asked for recommendations. Mm-hmm. And this Dr. Stephen Greer and this panel came up with recommendations after this is 30 plus years they've been working on this. Okay. Investigate the UAP UFO projects based on disclosure, intelligence, UFO archive, and other actionable intelligence. Presidential executive order to immediately stand down all targeting and attacks on ETV. So apparently when we encounter these things, we've been hostile towards them. And what this guy is saying is, you might not want to do that because they had never been hostile with us.
They didn't tell them,
So
look, you keep shooting
fire
our
the
shit
first
out the air, we gonna come wipe this motherfucker out.
So
quit playing with me, Smokey.
So executive order to immediately stop hostile actions towards ETVs when they're encountered. Executive order requiring all military and intelligence contractors. Now I want everybody to, this is the most damning recommendation that they make. Listen to every word that I say. Executive order requiring all military intelligence contractors and other agencies of USG disclose to Congress and White House all information, material technologies, and locations of UFO UAP related assets, which means all the technology they've been submitted. If not complied with within 6 months, offending parties will be prosecuted and tried for treason against the United States.
That mean all y'all who got them lightsabers and them laser guns and ray guns and the guns that turn folks to dust and bubble gum and stuff like that. Man, they got to have it, baby. You
now,
playing.
If you're not ready to acknowledge that there's extra terrestrial life, then these next few recommendations. You're not going to care about these, but I do. Executive order to require the State Department and Pentagon to coordinate a global, diplomatic, and peaceful response to extraterrestrial civilizations. Now, I told you they acknowledge 60 plus.
Hey, hold up. So that means if we have a invasion, you folk got to stand down. Don't pull your pistol out.
Until we tell you. Until the government comes on and
like we on Roadhouse. Who gonna be Patrick Swayze for us? R.I.P. Patrick Swayze, baby. Who gonna be Patrick Swayze and tell her when it's not time to be nice, man?
They're gonna bring General fucking Schwarzkopf out of fucking retirement.
Break Major Payne, man. I'll take Major Payne.
I'll take Major Payne too. Executive order. This is a big one. Executive order requiring the immediate release of all U.S. Patent Office patents which have been seized under the corrupt use of national security provisions.
Like I said, all these folk making these Teslas, all these different cell phones, this want their original technology, man. These folk, they handpick folk who they let get rich, and these folk, man, been skimming us, man, from the gate, man. Yeah. I'm just saying, all bullshit to the side.
Executive order to immediately require U.S. Space Force and Pentagon to coordinate assets with the State Department, UN, and other foreign governments to initiate protocols for peaceful diplomatic contact with all ET civilizations. ET stands for extraterrestrial, not of this planet.
Hey, they got all of this other space shit that they show us. You know how they do when they at the hospital and they rub their hand across the table. They rub their hand across the table and they can look right in your body and squeeze in and zoom in and out. That's the shit. They've been showing it to us piece by piece, man.
Yo, you think they show?
You know, come on, man. Y'all need to drop it all off.
You think that they've been showing us like some of the stuff that they have through like the Marvel movies? Like you think about like Wakanda, right? You think about the advanced technology that Wakanda has in the Black Panther movies, right? Jenny, what do you think? Like this is very like extraterrestrial the way that they. Do you think that the government's been coordinating with like movie makers?
Of course.
To like slowly release like this stuff, kind of make it like normalized. Like the Avengers movie, we had aliens drop out of a portal and fucking attack.
How they say in French, white bread, oui.
Maybe some of these people that were whistleblowers were in cahoots with the movie producers.
Say that. I believe that.
Hey, I got some ideas.
I got some ideas to say. Make me wonder about Little Shop of Horrors.
This is the one, right? This is the one that everyone should take note on. The last recommendation.
What's it?
Executive order to immediately disclose advanced energy generating technologies. This guy, you got to watch the video, folks. He breaks down 0 point, quantum vacuum, and plasma generators, and he says, etc. But for peaceful use. This guy is saying that we've had the technology for the last 40. Now you got to go watch the video yourself and interpret it the way that you interpret it. But the way that I interpreted it was this guy just basically said we've had the technology for the last 40 years that would have eliminated all of our energy problems. That would have eliminated. We don't need wind. We don't need solar. We don't need oil. We don't need any of it to generate enough power for us all to live and be happy. We don't have to pollute the earth. This guy's saying if we put these practices into place, all pollution on earth would end in the next 5 years, something like that.
Hey, you know what? It sounds so good, don't it, people?
Let's do it.
But guess what? Man, the money too good. You fucking up the church.
Right, so
hold up.
No, I didn't finish the
I'm just saying, they fucking up the church's money if they do that, though, white bread.
Who?
They gonna fuck up the church's money. What? The energy company. If they give us free energy, all these that means
saying it'll be free. It would just be cheaper.
Hey, but I'm just saying, you fucking up. They won't be able to charge folks $300 a month for their light bill. $250. You know what I'm saying? They busting folks' head, man.
Executive. Let me finish the recommendation because I stopped them. That was my fault. Executive order to immediately disclose advanced energy generating technologies, 0 point, quantum vacuum, plasma generators. Watch the video. He details them all for peaceful use. Electrogravitic anti-gravity propulsion to remain classified pending review of military applications and national security concerns.
Wow.
So they actually have an anti-gravity propulsion system, so you wouldn't need any kind of energy, because that's all you need energy for, is to fight gravity. So if you had an anti-gravity propulsion system, you could just float through. Like,
You know when
just
you
like you're in
said
space.
you know when you said that right there, you know first thing popped in my mind. Honest to God truth, y'all. Meet the Jetsons. Hey,
It's boy Elroy.
hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real, y'all. I'm just being real, man. And it's just a shame that, you know, they want us to achieve and strive for greatness and have an open mind and be enlightened out here, but you can't withhold truths. You can't withhold things like this, and then
This is for all
80,
for,
90, 100 years later, now you're ready to talk
all
about,
for-
hey, we
it's all
need
for-
y'all to be cool, because they may pop up in your backyard and stand by your forklift at nighttime, and you look up, and you know there ain't no black people back there. Them look like a little bit darker than them black people, man. I don't think I ever seen them. I take seeing a black person right about now, because them eyes look too
All
big
right,
to
so
me.
listen, I want to tell you about this one event. Okay?
Crazy, man. Shout out to the UFOs, baby.
I got intrigued by one of the witnesses. Now, like I said, I haven't watched the entire video yet because it's through 2 hours and I'm busy. So, but I've watched to the point where I watched the second witness that came on. I didn't even get his name. Mm-hmm. Okay, but this guy was a Marine, and he was with 6 other Marines, and they were in the Philippines. And they were just on like patrol in the jungle. They had like whatever in a base. They were like patrol out in the jungle, and they got to this high point, and they noticed these lights coming from like inside the jungle. So they all decided. Now this is him and 6 other people.
Yeah.
They decided to pursue this thing and figure out what this thing that they saw in the distance was. Okay,
Okay.
they got within 150 yards of this thing. This guy said this thing was 300 feet around. He said you could fit 3 helicopters under it. And it was spinning. It was a octagon shape. They actually show a picture of it. Not a picture, but like a artist rendition of how he described it. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the most fucked up part of this whole thing. No, not the most the story gets more fucked up as it goes on. And you have to take into account that this is this guy just saying this is what happened, so it's whether you believe this guy or not. But this is what he's saying happened, and he has 6 other Marines, I guess, that will back up his story. Once they got within 150 yards of this thing, they were encountered by this rogue military force. He said these guys had gear on, similar to what they had on, but their weapons were all more advanced than what they had. They had more advanced night vision. They had more advanced. They had just more advanced gear than them. Basically detained them, took them off to the side, and talked about killing them. Like, do you think we should kill these guys? Like, he's like, I can hear them talking, debating on whether they should just kill us or not.
And these were human.
These were human beings, yes.
And they flying the big spaceship.
No, they're not flying the big spaceship. The spaceship's just hovering 150 yards in the distance. Once they got within 150 yards of this, they got encountered by this rogue military force.
That wasn't Marines.
They weren't Marines. They were just English speaking, and they were dressed like they were like special ops. They had all the best gear. The guns were all as fast as you can make them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay.
Like I know gear and I know this and he's like they would just had super advanced gear and they were just talking about whether they should kill us or not. And we were Marines. And he's like they had no markings on them like they were military, but they were wearing. He said by what he saw, what he witnessed them talking, how they were speaking, he was convinced that they were military of some kind.
Right.
Asking them what they're doing there, blah 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 blah. You guys aren't supposed to be here, you guys. Now, while they're questioning him, this guy says in the background, he witnesses these 4 F-350 trucks pull up, all rugged, like armored F-350s, and they all got these trailers. And in each one of these trailers, there's these 2, what he described to be as weapon cases. But he said they weren't weapon cases because they had an oxygen tank attached to each one of them. And he's like, I thought they were smuggling drugs or doing this, the other, but he goes, they put them all on this, under this, where the spaceship was like hovering. And they put all these 8 cases with the oxygen tanks on them. And basically, the ramp comes up. He says at the same time that the ramp came, there was like a platform where they placed all these 8 boxes, and the trucks drove away. He said at that point, the UFO, the platform came up, and the UFO came down and made like a sandwich into one, and it went up above the trees. It had lights all under it. He said blue, green, orange, and yellow lights. Didn't make any noise, didn't disturb any of the trees, and he said it took off at a speed that he would determine would be about 3,000 miles an hour. Immediately. Gone. Now, he come to find out afterwards from another whistleblower that came forward, those cases were used to transport humans. That's why they had the oxygen tanks on them. So he's basically implying that some rogue military force was delivering humans to this alien spaceship in the middle of the Philippine jungle.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what kind of deal they made. Probably got some super technology for those bodies, no?
Man.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, that's what basically what this guy said. Like, what do you think about that? Like, this is what this guy, he testified to this today at this press conference.
All I'm gonna say is, I don't put nothing past nobody. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no telling. I know people would do anything for the right price. Ted DiBiase said that. I just ain't hit your price yet, and some people will do anything, and it doesn't matter. But I mean, either way, like I was saying before we started going on air with this, I feel bad for the people who got put in the nut house, the people who got ridiculed, lost their careers, and got put in jail and got killed, and all of this, who people were saying was crazy. And then all of a sudden, now we can get the truth. It's pitiful. Either way it goes, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited because that's what we should do. Because you never know who these other 60 plus civilizations are.
Well, you know what's fucked up too is, you heard of the Tic Tac encounter that David Fravor had, the Air Force pilot, when he videotaped it on his fighter pilot camera. He was following this thing, and it was just driving erratically, no propulsion, nothing that we had, nothing that he knew that we had. Come to find out that that's actually a man-made UAP. I think that's why they changed the name of them. The UAP, man-made because it's a product of reverse engineering.
Yeah.
Of all these recovered crafts that we've done for the since Roswell, and that was back in '47. So you're talking
makes
about
makes me wonder about Will Smith when he was flying in Independence Day. Remember how they had the controls so understood that you go forward, backwards, and side to side. It's capable of doing those things. So I mean, and I'm hoping for more to come out. Show us the pictures, put together a nice collage for the people, and show the people some of these alien civilization photos. Quit playing with us, man.
Just a little update on the finals. They put Joker in foul trouble in the first quarter. He's already got 2 fouls, so they're already trying to even the series, or at least give not even the series, but at least give Miami another day to live here. They already got Gordon and Joker in foul trouble, so
they reaching though, y'all. So I mean, that's just what's happening. When you reach, cause you trying to go and close out, they got to calm down, play ball. You at home, you can win it. You got a ring coming. You finna make history. But as far as the UFO thing go, like I said, it makes me think about movies like Independence Day. If that's the case, then nobody's talking about Area 51. We all heard that they've had aliens there.
Well, they were talking about it today. That's one of the sites that
Of course.
They've been talking about Area 51
since we've been here.
2001 is when they did the first. If people haven't watched that one too, that's an interesting one too. Man, they are giving the Heat every call, and Denver's just
ain't earning their buckets. They being aggressive.
Their buckets, okay, yeah, they're being
Go
aggressive.
ahead now.
Being aggressive.
But I'm just saying, it's Area 51. That's here in America. You want people to be okay with it, then y'all need to find a way to show the people what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, if you want the people to be okay, you need to show them what you do have. That way, hey, you find a way to slowly introduce it, show the real pictures.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're doing now, man. I think this is just a slow roll.
Yeah.
So.
Cause a lot of people are shaky.
Everybody,
And,
please.
hey, they pull up in
If
one
you
of these
guys-
good sundown towns, and
Yep.
and boy, it might not that pistol ain't gonna work on them. I believe. I believe them folks a little, like you said, their technology is way beyond ours. Ain't no telling what they got going on. So for the people out in Vegas, hey, I hope you be all right, man. You put your life on the line when you did your, showed everything, and they played your 911 call. But they needed you to do that. They needed you to do that because they want the people to be okay with what they're about to see soon. That's what I believe. The people got to be so conditioned to where they don't panic and just allow it to just transition. And I hope that that's not the case. I hope people stay inquisitive. I hope people question, because we do deserve answers since you all have had the answers for so long. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Bring me on the panel. I would love to speak and ask questions because, hey, I love this type of information for one. So please, NASA, if you're listening, don't make me have to pull my plug out. I may have to make a phone call, White Bread, to get me to sit down. I would love to ask just some general questions, some questions that hopefully could help everybody get a good understanding. Because when you say that they're non-hostile, is that go for all of them? Do they have, like all of our ethnic groups that we have here, we all have bad seeds. Everywhere. So, do they have bad seeds to their groups? Do those 60 plus tribes and civilizations that you ran upon, do they even deal with each other? How many of them got problems with each other? These type of questions need to be spoken on because we might not meet the same person. You know what I'm saying? We might not meet the same being. You might meet Baracus and I might meet Baraka. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I don't know. Might look like Lord Freezer. I don't know. Might have a tail or do it got claws, do they eat humans? You know what I'm saying? As far as we know. What's their snack? Well, for real. Let's talk about it. You want the people to be okay with it. That's all I'm saying. So, hey, for the people at NASA, for the government, I know y'all, FCCing us, and everything, and that's fine. But I would love to ask some questions, and they can record it. We can do it, yeah. And I'm gonna propose probably about a hundred question questionnaire.
Yep.
I even poll. Me and White Bread even go poll the streets to make sure we get 50, just from the people. Wow. What is it that they really want to know that could make them feel a little bit more comfortable about this new information like this? Because if you're dropping in folks' property, I'm sorry. I'm wondering if those people out there, what they really thought about doing, But right. Hey, you seeing something that you never laid eyes on before, and his daddy looked like an old man. I'm sure he's probably in his 50s, and late 50s. So he been living longer than me. And if this is his first time seeing something like that, what you think I supposed to think? He been living longer than your boy.
Right. Well,
so,
with that being said,
hey,
folks,
man,
we're taking up enough of your time. Go watch the video. We're gonna do another follow up.
Shout out to the aliens, baby.
With the guest Casey, who was on the Live for Life show. We're gonna do a follow up on this because it needs to be talked about more. This
it does.
Is interesting information, to say the least.
And shout out to the panel that came out to actually
shout out to all the whistleblowers.
Share this information for us, y'all.
Yeah, shout out to all the whistleblowers. Shout out to this guy, Stephen Greer. Like, what a set of balls this guy has. Hey, I got to tell you, to stand up and say this shit.
Wolf nuts.
I'll tell you right now, dude, they don't make balls bigger than this guy.
Hey, that boy got rhinoceros nuts, man. Hey, just make sure you keep in touch, man. Come on the show, man. That way we know you still doing good. Please. Yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. Thank y'all for the good, kind words, man. Looking out for you, boy. The arm is slowly, man. It's a daily process, but hey, I'm going forward with y'all. I appreciate the love, appreciate all of the prayers and everything, And shout out to all of the people who've been posing their other questions. We're back. I'm trying to make sure that we can do our thing, y'all. We doing it for y'all. We do it for the gram. We do it for the YouTube. You know, we do it for the radio show. Shout out the radio show, Live for Life show.
Please,
every
please,
Saturday.
please.
Hold on, white boy. I got you. I'm finna plug you. Let me plug you, man. You know, shout out to the Live for Life show. 1 o'clock every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. Hey, tune in. You never know. We might be shouting you out. We might be posing your question to the world. You know, we all on syndicated radio with this thing. So shout out White Bread. Great job you've been doing with the show. Shout out to all our guests that we've had on thus far and who's to come.
Been awesome, please. But
hey,
and don't forget to check out the MalinaRenaFoundation.org.
Please.
Great foundation. We just did some more outreach this week to one of the women that we're helping out. And
you're a busy man, White Bread.
I was able to get her some pain, some new meds that she could try to help her get some sleep.
Yeah.
Help her with some of her pain meds, so she doesn't have to take so many these opiates are destructive.
I swear, man. I know what she's going through.
We really need to get off of it. So
yeah.
But I would say check out the MalinaRenaFoundation.org. Sorry, I kind of got lost with me helping this woman out. It's just I went to sit with her this past week at her treatment, and you know.
It's a real moment, wasn't it?
It's a daunting place. That infusion center. I spent a lot of hours in there with my wife, and it's just a daunting place. So
I wonder y'all just for some candy for y'all to take with you. So I wonder if vampires and werewolves and shit like that. What you think? I mean, I'm for real. I wonder if vampires and werewolves and shit like. I mean, I'm just asking. What y'all think? Leave it in the comments.
60+ civilizations. I mean, one of them could be vampires.
They said Count Dracula, shut your mouth. Count Dracula. You know what I'm saying? Don't play. I wonder this Howard with the Duck for real.
Howard the Duck.
You remember that though, don't you?
Alf.
Alf. What about the not? Hey, so what about the not the mama? Them folks.
the
dinosaurs. Yeah, the Berenstein Bears, and I wonder if it's a real Bugs Bunny.
But if there's a whole civilization of teddy bears that talk, like Ted. JC would love to live in that land.
From this day forward, NASA
jumping around, cuddling with teddy bears all day.
From this day forward, NASA, from wheat bread and white bread, nothing is off the table.
What if the Care Bears are real? Care power.
Ooh. What about the Thundercats? What about Mum-Ra? Hey, we don't need these people to be real, man.
What about the Wizard of Oz?
What about Skeletor, man? Come on, man. What? Come on, oh man, come on, man, don't do it.
What about the Wizard of Oz? What if there is like a Oz with all these little short people who can then flying monkeys and shit?
That's true. That's true though.
What about Avatar?
Yeah.
What if Avatar is actually real?
Yeah.
We've been harvesting shit from other planets. We just don't tell anybody about it.
Man, what I tell you, what did I tell you and bruh? It's all about the resources, baby.
I'm telling you, it makes you ask a lot of questions with this information that they come out with. That he said he's
UFO.
It's ETV.
UFO. ETV.
Extraterrestrial
UAP. Hey, since y'all trying to introduce
you done with UAP? Yeah, you know me.
Man. Hey, y'all tune in. The Wheat and White Bread, man. We glad to see y'all.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll be back on soon.
Hey, take it light and be careful out there, y'all.
I got busy for the next week and two, but we're going to get back on.
Don't shoot just because you see a 10-foot figure and a 9-foot figure in your backyard. Please. They may pop this motherfucker off.
We might get invaded, yo.
This should be looking like Independence Day.
Just like he said, go back inside.
Close the door. Nope.
All right,
and pray
thank you
back.
for tuning in, folks, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah.
Check out, subscribe, check out the web, everything. Please, check it out.
Everything.